moving on. Buster Rod G. They didn't allow returning monkings into the festival. Us monkeys never get any love. You were the last one from Wily Tower, so we saw Mega Water S hanging around in the main hub area, and Hyperstorm H in Nightman's pub. So and he was wondering where the other Genesis members were. So yeah, there's Buster Rod G. Anything over to the left? Yes. Okay, I guess I could do this. Why not? Let's have a go. Jewel Man, you can shoot this jewel to make it bounce upwards. If you keep it in the air for long enough, you might be rewarded for your efforts. So basically, this is just yeah, keep the. What? I wanted to collect the bolt. I didn't want to talk to you. Basically, yeah, just keep shooting the jewel. There are probably weapons that can make this a lot easier. You also get a lot of wow, that's I need to slow this down and stop it going quite so far left and right. But oh bother. Yeah, you just need to keep shooting the thing, stop it from touching the ground. At this point in time, unfortunately, I mean I'm screwing up left, right, and centre now quite horribly. I actually don't know if what I would normally get for doing this is actually going to trigger, because as I think I said in an earlier part, I don't know whether challenges have just sort of now been kind of like almost wiped from my kind of system, because I've obviously beaten the game and got 100% before, and I perfect run the level and I didn't get an achievement for it or challenge complete for it. So at this point in time, I don't know if that would have been long enough to qualify for completing a challenge, but yeah, it could be really disappointing. Because I don't know what I could do to get challenges access now. I may not have kept that in the air long enough. I don't know, but based on me perfect running a couple of stages before, not getting an achievement for it or challenge complete for it, I'm really unsure. What I also did, funny story, was delete my complete save file. Because I thought, okay, if it's linked to the save file or whatever, then maybe that'll work it out. But I kept a copy of the save file and another folder, created a copy of the game, another folder, because I thought, okay, well if the worst comes, I can just go back to it. But no, the save system here works a little bit like some of those I Wanna Be fan games, and it's sort of like backed up into the cloud or the ether. So every version of the game now links to something that's just there that you can't access. So my save file that was at 100% complete is now gone. So not that it really matters, because I'm planning on 100% completing this, but how is that? I don't know how that's going to work. The challenges don't seem to register. Again, I don't know if I kept that jewel long enough in the air. I may not have done. If not, and the challenges do work, I'll obviously come back to this. I got a whole bunch of bolt. Bloody hell. How many? I think I only need 800 for something. So I'm going to just piss about here for another little while until I get 800 bolts, and then I'm going to go back to the shop. Actually, that would be a perfect time to do it. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to get 100% second time around, because the challenges, just as far as I can tell, if the save file has registered that I've already done them, or the game or the cloud or the into the ether has registered that I've already done them, then how do I get them again? I don't understand. Okay, 822. That seems like you get a lot of bolts, a lot. You get more than 2 for each pickup there. Maybe you get some for just hitting the jewel in the first place. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I don't know quite what I'm going to do with the challenges, which is a shame, because I want 100%. I want to show everything off. I mean, I guess obviously can do the challenges again, but if I'm not getting the specific challenge complete achievement for doing so, it's not registering ultimately that I've done them. So it's not just immediately obvious for you there, clearance day, that I have done it. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I'm really disappointed with that. I don't know if that's going to be a thing, but yeah, to me the challenge system, I think, since I've already got them, is just not going to show up here, which is going to be annoying as hell. Anyway, yes, it would have been 800. So yes, I got that right. So well, I'll do them in the order I said I was going to get them in. So yeah, I'm going to get the drop rate upgrade, so to increase the chances that enemies drop items. That is a really, really nice one, because obviously now I'm going to get extra, not only bolts, but weapon energy and health pickups, and possibly extra lives as well, and such like that, which will completely refill my health. So yeah, that's always a really nice one to get. This one, to go alongside that, is brilliant. So at full health, health drops replaced by ammo. At full ammo, ammo drops replaced by health, and bolts drop when full on both. So now, if I've got both full, I'm going to get more bolts, and that's obviously goes alongside the drop rate upgrade. But also, when my weapon is full, then I get health. So, and I don't tend to use weapons, so yeah, I'm going to be getting a lot more health, a lot more bolts, and that's going to be really helpful. And so yeah, since we calculated that I think I needed 800, I'm going to also get the uncharged buster upgrade. So it removes the 3-shot limit for the Mega Buster, allowing to have as many on the screen as you can fire. So this might make things a little bit easier, I guess, from now on, but I'm fine with that, frankly. So yeah, as you can see before, well, see now, sorry, I've got more than 3 bullets on screen at a time. Before, I could have only had 3. That might be one of the upgrades I could potentially get rid of or disable here. I'm not sure. No, it's not. Okay, so it's just literally the energy balance at the moment, and the other 2. So that's a permanent thing now that I've got. I don't know if I can actually get rid of that anymore. It should show up, yeah, on the bottom of the screen below the noble nickels, and such like that. So yeah, but I'm fine with that. I'm fine with stuff that makes the game easier. Not that. Because, yeah, at certain points in time, I'm going to want the game easier, believe me. I mean, in theory, I could spend ages mucking around on that dual section there, farming bolts just to get all the upgrades, but I don't feel like I need them to waste time doing that, per se. I feel like should be competent enough at the game to be able to do a decent enough job without resorting to that. But, yeah, anything that makes the game easier, fine by me. Right, Drill Man. Another day mining out tunnels for the festival. Wait, what are these tunnels even for, anyways? 64th place, Lambda, MegaLondo. Score 22.4, 27, 26, 18, 20, 21. 1 energy element, no noble nickels. Yet again, though, we have a freaking skip teleporter. Remember what I said in the last video about, yeah, skip teleporters, and obviously they're an indication that a level is either unbearable or, or ridiculous in some degree, or whatever. Yeah, the first 3 levels in Tier 3 all have a skip teleporter, so you don't have to actually play the levels. That's not a good sign. That's not what I want to see going into a tier. Dear me, I want to be getting, you think like once you get past, the lower level tiers, 1 and 2 in particular, obviously, that things would start to improve, but no, believe me, Tier 3 has got some really, really annoying levels. But yeah, you can already probably see that drop upgrade in full use at the moment. So I'm getting a lot of bolts from enemies. So yeah, that's fantastic. That is not fantastic. That's incredibly cheap and annoying. That has, though, if nothing else, reminded me of a section in here that will also pull something like that, and I need to remember to hold right when I get there, because otherwise I'm going to fall into a pit. So yeah, if nothing else, that's just reminded me of a even more annoying, obnoxious section, because it would have been later in the level. I'm not sure I would have reached a checkpoint there either, so I would have had to been sent further back. So. You know what? If nothing else, that's actually actually might be a good thing. I think it's this, is it? Yeah, hold right. That is a pit, and yeah, bottomless pit as well. So yeah, don't want to fall in that. And now, as I see all this stuff, I'm reminded of how potentially annoying this level can be, in the sense that whoa, yeah, there's a lot of instant death around. Let's just put it that way. And after that airship fiasco of the last level, I could do without a lot of instant death. Thankfully, it's not too much at the moment, but yeah, stage I do think is still going to pull a few gotcha moments. So, and from memory, the checkpoint placement in here is very ungenerous. Although I must admit now, actually, the increased bullet on screen is very helpful. And yeah, should mean I can get through things nicer. This bit has me nervous as all hell. because you would have had to, with no, and potentially with no ceiling above the spikes there in certain places, you have to be very careful not to slide, you know, too early. If you also, yeah, get too close to the spikes, because you will. I don't think you can sort of, you know, cancel really out of this other slide. So you have to just, yeah, be very careful not to be too up close to the spikes initially when you slide. Otherwise, you will, yeah, you'll slide through the spikes, but you won't stop sliding, and you'll hit the spike, you know, the spikes later on. That was terrible. So yeah, be careful with your initial starting point when you slide through there. At least the level is pretty good. I like the sort of aesthetics of it all. I will give it that. I also like the fact that there seems to be, I don't know if it's just sort of the level or the designer appreciating how kind of difficult it can be. Although, as I said, a lot of the problems come from insta death. But there do seem to be quite a lot of, you know, like health pickups and such like that through the level. So yeah, that's something, I guess. Yeah, just look at the bolts I'm accumulating now. This is almost ridiculous. But I'm not going to complain in the slightest. I'm actually full on health. I am. So I showed off the Bright Man gimmick. Actually, I don't plan on coming back here, so hopefully not anyway. Yeah, the Bright Man gimmick again makes those blocks sort of hollow, so then you can get in. So yeah, you can sort of, you know, get through them. So yeah, that's how I'm going to deal with that. I am not even going to entertain looking at you. I'm just going to entertain mucking around with the telly. Nice. Telly generators, which... What? Okay, yep, that was annoying. Yeah, telly generators, which are sort of on the black screen as well, so you can't even really see them. So yeah, not even going to entertain that. Just going to rush through, and yeah, I'd like that extra life, please. Or not extra life, but I'd like the health pickup. And yeah, speaking of farming bolts, charge shots do wonders to these. Little pole enemies from Gemini Man stage. I'd be really careful there and not. Well, I'm going to be really careful there and screw up anyway. And I'm hoping I reached a checkpoint. I did, but it's a long way back, and I feel like I was pretty close to the end of the level there. So that's a really annoying setback, and that's annoying as well. But just clumsiness. But at least I'm at a checkpoint, so I'm not overly fussed about that one. But yeah, I was about to say I was going to be really careful with those with the poles there to try and obviously create a suitable path to get through, but yeah, so I don't uncover spikes, but yeah, made a mess of it. Lovely. Yeah, again, like I say, a lot of instant death around, which when you've only got, and I probably would say that's my main criticism of this level, when you have got so much insta death around, that was close. That was closer and stupid. Yeah, you really need more checkpoints in this stage. I believe there is just the one we've already seen. So there's that midpoint one, and then that is it. So yeah, that's not overly helpful, or not overly good in a level with so much instant death, including, like, you know, the very last screens as well. And yeah, there's like spikes all around the place, which just obviously that are quite easy to run into. Yep, fine. Happy to tank that. Not going to muck around. Okay, and then we'll wait for you to stop angling the shots that way, and then we'll move. Right. Get rid of the fan theme first of all, and then hopefully be a bit more careful on this screen this time. Yeah, I'm not really worried about, like, health or indeed bolts here. Those are a bit annoyingly placed. I can't really get those. I suppose I could have done with Hornet Chaser, but no, well. Yeah, let's just sort of take my time a bit more here, and we'll do things a little bit more carefully, and hopefully not screw up as horrible as I did last go. The problem is, I'm actually going to get rid of that one. Hopefully I can make this jump this time. Yeah, fine. Fine. A very tight spike drop, but yeah, once again, obviously we'll kill you. We'll kill you in one hit, and wow, okay, I just needed to slide through fine. My momentum wasn't going to take me to the spikes. And yeah, as I've already discussed, that one checkpoint. So yeah, there's one jump here that I'm praying I don't mess up on. I'm also somewhat praying that I was going to pray that the countdown bombs actually sort of explode and would hurt me, because then at least I could sort of tank the hit and then jump up with the invincibility frame. What I did not want to do there was, because it's on the countdown bomb there, was jump up into the spikes and have to redo the whole thing. Because again, the last screen there, I would have got sent back God knows how many screens, and yeah, it wouldn't have been fun. But yeah, anyway, it's an okay level. I don't feel. I mean, I'm happy with the enemies sort of there. I don't feel like anything's too bad there. There are a couple of screens that feel like there are a couple of too many enemies, mainly ones that throw projectiles at you again. But it certainly doesn't suffer from as much enemy spam problems as some of the previous levels did. But yeah, I think my main problem with that is the lack of checkpoints. I.e., there's only one at the midpoint of the stage, and there's just so many spikes lying around. It's easy to jump into them, easy to panic, and yeah, you'll end up having to do that level over and over and over again, which is never fun. Judges, you died. Also, more lag issues. I feel like there's some reference I'm missing in this level, with like the level title and how for some reason the level rates you with mean numbers as you're going through it. I don't know. I'm not really sure about this level. There's parts about it that I like and parts about it that I really don't like. I hate all the times where you have to squeeze in between spikes. They're like the most stressful obstacles ever, and I hate them. The spike drop is pretty bullcrap too. You barely have enough time to react to get through all the way to the left before you die. And of course, lag issues. On the other hand, I like how crazy cannons are used as obstacles rather than enemies. I like how the time bombs are used, and the Gemini egg sections are surprisingly not that bad. Mostly because charge shots in this game can pierce through them. It's kind of a mixed bag overall. There's some good in it, just the bad is just really bad. Didn't really like this level. I got the whole Dark Souls theme, and I know Dark Souls is meant to be hard, but that shouldn't come at the expense of good level design. My main issue was the annoying enemy placements. The best example is the one room where you had to climb a ladder to enter, and if you didn't stay at the very bottom, you were sniped by a crazy cannon. Yeah, I found that out. There's no indication of that happening, and new players won't see it coming. Another room killed you if you didn't know to hold right when you were falling. I didn't think this level was designed with other players in mind. Thankfully, it wasn't very long, but it still took me a while to beat. Honestly, with so much insta-kill around, I have to wonder how only having one midpoint is even remotely resembling fairness. This level as a whole isn't too bad to traverse, and while it goes out of its way to be unfair to the player and tries to shove them into spikes, the thing that makes it all frustrating is it stinges with checkpoints. Spreading them out slightly differently and having 2 total would get rid of much of the pretty dangerous backtracking that has to be done if, for example, the player, me, dies in the spike drop like 5 times in a row. The level playing at only 40 frames per second doesn't help the situation, since it merely lengthens the time required to get back where the player died even further. I don't even know how you can screw up a level design this badly. Every movement has to be super precise, and all the areas are filled with unavoidable or barely avoidable enemies. Obstacles are placed very poorly too. Unless you do everything perfectly, you will get frustrated way too easily. Other than that, there's nothing particularly redeeming about this level. Why, though? I don't mind instant death as a mechanic. I do mind instant death sending me back through several other rooms of very beefy enemies, or lots more other instant death. Your lack of checkpoints only ratcheted up the tension. It made things very tedious to play. That last screen would drop onto spikes right after the Crystal Joes, and the pit after that were just utter bullcrap too. Just saying. To give credit where it was due, the room with the pole legs and dropping enemies from above by taking down their ground, that was cool. I think the fun factor here would have been greatly improved by actually sticking checkpoints in areas where, logically, there should be checkpoints. The room with the statue comes to mind. The enemy selection was nonsensical and nothing fit in. Why the Castlevania theme if you aren't going to do anything remotely Castlevania-y? Post-judging comment. Turns out this is supposed to be Dark Souls themed. With Castlevania graphics, you see the confusion. There is a right way and a wrong way to do insta-death. This was the wrong way. Okay then. Hey, Stone Man. People shouldn't take such gneiss rock for granite. After all, rock is one of the many marbles of the world. Ha ha ha. There's a thing over there, isn't there? Okay, so yeah. Just wanted to make sure I was actually going to the right place and not, or there wasn't a secret area up, and the level continued to the right, but yeah, we're in the right place for the next level. 63rd place, Peter Dunn, Combust Man, score 22.6, 23, 13, 29, 25, 23. 1 energy element, 5 noble nickels. Yes, this is the level I was thinking of, but thankfully, this level is hopefully going to go pretty straightforwardly. I think the noble nickels are fairly unannoying to get, and the level itself is actually fairly decent for the most part. So yeah, we'll see how it obviously goes, but yeah, I don't say there's anything that sort of stands out as being like amazingly good, but I think coming after the last, some of the last three levels, particularly the 2 before the last one I just did, I think this is somewhat of a nice breather stage, actually, and I'm cool with that. Okay. Gonna go this way. I might show... Yeah, I'll show that the branching path off, I guess, if I can't get back to it. Okay, this way I had a noble nickel. Fine. Okay, I'm glad I went this way then. Yeah, if that path meets up, or I can sort of get back there in this run, I'll do that. If not, I'll climb that ladder and show that off once I've beaten the stage. In fact, I might not even have to cut to get it because it was pretty near the beginning of the stage, wasn't it? In fact, this actually feels like it will be it. Yeah, there we are. Okay, fine. So here I am back at this area. So yeah, fine. Don't even have to come back to this. Come back later. That's wonderful. I'll take that. Whoops. So yeah, I think you can probably already get the sense of. Yeah, it'd be a pretty okay level, to be honest, at the moment. No, not a huge amount of enemy spam, thankfully, which I think it's the last 3 levels' big problem, or certainly 2 of the last 3. No abundance of. I know there was a room with a lot of the candles or whatever the hell they're supposed to be. I think are sort of insta kill. So do watch out. They're the spikes equivalent. So do be careful about those. But yeah, they're not sort of they're not a major obstacle. Let's put it that way. Do I go right or down? I'm going to assume I go right. Yeah, okay. That might be something I have to show off. Or at least have to try, at least anyway. Okay, there is an area down there. Can I go back? Can I actually go back? I cannot go back. That's annoying. So I've missed something. Okay, fine. I will have to come back for that one. So don't... Yeah, I can't break that... I can't break the slash claw block. I don't think I can anyway, at least from here. I'd have to do it from below, so... Yeah. Probably destroy that enemy, but yeah. I can't destroy the slash block. That's a bit annoying. So, okay. Going down would have got me another path, so yeah, I'll have to do that later. I'll have to come back and do that. Yeah. Somewhat annoying. Whoa! Was not expecting that. But at least it wasn't like a drop onto spikes or anything like that. So again, kind of took me by surprise. But actually, really, really reasonable. And I just completely by luck as well went the right way. Okay, so now we have got spikes and such like that, but we've got countdown bombs and areas where you can clearly stand on without having to, take leaps of faith when dropping down. So okay, fine. And we look like we're already at the boss. Yeah, I don't really have too much issue with this. And yeah, one of the most laughably easy bosses ever. Well, he is Combust Man. Yeah, he basically spontaneously combusts on the one hit. Okay, I missed one level nickel. In fact, I'm probably not even going to cut that because I can probably just kind of like it's not a very long level, and I can probably just probably sum up my thoughts while getting back to the branching path. But I'll obviously pick up the branching path when I get there. But yeah, I actually have. I'm surprised to see this one placed so low. Actually, I feel like there are certainly levels coming up that are worse than this, or certainly nowhere near. That I don't like a lot less than this. I know it's not me judging and everything. There's obviously others' opinions and such like that. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe the tile set is a bit hard to look at. Particularly maybe the one with the green or bright green or yellow. That's called a bit garish. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just because it's coming hot on the heels of 3 or 2 very enemy spammy levels and one that had a lot of instant death around. But so coming off the back of those, this one seems like a masterpiece sort of in comparison. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this one. Yeah, it feels like it's placed a bit too low for me. I don't think I'd have this anywhere near this low. Or if it is based on what's upcoming, then that's a good sign. In the sense that we shouldn't have, we should if we've got better levels than this coming up, then wow. But yeah, I think this was a bit, yeah, a bit sort of, I'll say unfairly placed, but fairly lowly placed. But yeah, don't have too many problems with this sort of level. He says he probably screws this bit up. Nope, and that was fairly straightforward as well. And we're back out. Where I thought we were going to be. So yeah, slash claw this. We're pretty close to the end of the level, aren't we? I mean, I could just check out, but I suppose I could get some extra bolts just from playing a bit more. So if I get any extra bolts, that'll be lovely. Yeah, we just got a drop down section now, haven't we? I don't think there's much danger. have to worry about. So yeah, fine. I'll just we're right near the end, so I'll just continue on from here. Frankly, see if I can get any extra bolts. If not, then no hardship. But if so, great. Don't think I am going to get any more. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I'm going to get one more. Lovely. And why not? Just because it's pretty funny. Let's just murder Combust Man again. I suppose one thing that probably could be a bit of a negative actually is having... I mean, it makes sense for a level, I suppose, or indeed just his name, but I don't know. After what I thought was actually a reasonably decent level, it would have been nice to have a kind of a boss fight at the end of it. Just felt a bit kind of, you know, feels a bit anticlimactic, but oh well, yeah. I enjoyed that level. I say, I don't know if it's just coming off the bat of 3 not so great levels, or 3 very frustrating levels, each in their own way, but yeah, that is a wonderful breather stage. And incidentally, I didn't pull it off there, but yeah, if I can do the no damage runs on levels, that will be my tier 3 one to do. Absolutely no question whatsoever. But yeah, still not sure what's happening with these challenges and actually registering. But oh well, maybe I'll find out when I actually can unlock Try Nitro Man gets out of the way of the challenge hut. Maybe yeah, we'll have to see what happens with that. I'm not optimistic though. Anyway, see what the judges thought of that level. Honestly, it's pretty forgettable. For a level called Combust Man, there is a strange, complete and utter lack of anything remotely related to fire. The whole level is just some basic setups with Mets, new shotmen and bounders. I was glad to see the bounders were there because I was expecting a bunch of 5 and 6 enemies to not get used, but they weren't used like super interesting or anything. There's a notable amount of challenges that seem laughably skippable, mainly the new shotman right at the start and anything involving the Met cannons. And this is probably one of the few levels where I just outright call the level ugly. The music is great, but the tiles in the background don't loop very well, and when they're bright orange, it's really eye-searing. I did laugh at the boss though, that was pretty funny. Overall, it's pretty average. There's clearly effort put into it, it's just that it doesn't really turn out too well. It doesn't really feel like a lot of thought was put into the stage's layout. You could literally avoid a lot of the enemies without any consequences. The graphics are really hard to look at, especially in the boss room. Speaking of the boss, I shot it once with a Mega Buster and it died. The boss seemed unfinished, but maybe it was intentional because it's called Combust Man? A fun little stage, though it could have done more with what it offers. The challenge of this level is fairly simple and it doesn't ramp up much, with the falling section at the end being mainly difficult due to unpredictability. The nickel sections, while providing a nice bonus challenge, are held back by their background palette, which often obscures enemies in the place of these rooms. I like the way Combust Man combusts when you shoot him, though. Pretty funny ending. There's honestly little appeal in this stage. It's way too easy, the level just feels empty and boring most of the time. The graphics are eye-straining and nothing too impressive anyway, and while I always have to give some points for having a boss, in this case it's just a still sprite that does nothing and dies in one hit. I pretty much sum up this stage in one word: boring. This exists. Nice to make a custom tile set. It doesn't exactly look remotely in style, but that's forgivable. Less forgivable is assets that clearly should be animated aren't. Your main issue is the lack of anything in this stage related to the Robot Master. Props for it using a minor gimmick at least, but you haven't really done much with them, and the count bombs by themselves are so generic, levels usually have to use them other gimmicks around them since they're so boring. Look at Mega Man stage that uses count bombs such as Blizzard Man and Burst Man. They are never the only thing in the stage. There's also a few areas where you can find yourself stuck either using weapons to get out or kill yourself, but those are limited to the noble nickels rather than the main path. As for nickels themselves, these are, quite frankly, the easiest collectibles I have ever encountered. Much like the rest of the stage, little thought was put into them. As I saw the boss corridor, I was not expecting anything to be waiting for me. I was ready for no climax of the stage whatsoever, but I have to praise you for that part. That was honestly great. Just shame about the rest of the level. Yeah, I guess I could kind of see how it could be quite bland and boring, I suppose, but yeah, it was fine. I actually enjoyed that. I enjoyed that stage. Maybe compared to what's coming up, it could be kind of place this low, but believe me, I guarantee you there will be stages that will frustrate me and be far less fun to play than that one. I know fun isn't the only factor; it's only one of the criteria that we should be basing these on. Hi, Hornet Man. but you want to gate crash my talk with Combust Man? But yeah, I enjoyed that level. Combust Man is an honorary member of the overused Dead Kit Boss Royal Flush. It's a true privilege to be able to represent my homeland at this festival. Okay, Hornet Man, you clearly wanted to get my attention. Nothing like a stroll through a peaceful forest. Needs more bees, though. Nothing needs more bees. 62nd place, Liquafool, The Dampening. Score, 22.8. 28, 17, 19, 25, 25. 1 energy element and another 5 noble nickels. Oh boy. Oh, and I remember the noble nickels in this one being kind of annoying. We'll have to see how that pans out. Okay, fairly, well, I was going to say fairly harmless, but I'm noticing an abundance of spikes all over the place, and yeah, water levels with Spikes all over the place do make me nervous. Always have to be very careful with jumps and such like that. So yeah, I don't think it's too bad. Well, it's not at the moment at least anyway. Seriously? I died to that. I friggin' died to that. Are you joking? I swear I was holding right. Alright, well, let's just bypass that this time. Oh, we get tanked with that, lovely. Okay, well in that case I'm not even going to shoot that one then. Now then if I hold right it would be impossible for me to hit that spike. I really don't believe I touched that spike, but oh well. Right, first noble nickel, and where is it? Yep, get out the Sagakane. And it's a bit of an awkward one, this, in the sense that it's not really abundantly clear that you can actually sort of do that, particularly since you sort of jump, you know, massively off screen as well. Never sort of a fan of that when it's kind of used, but yeah, that's how you get that one anyway. I am probably going to have to do this level twice, aren't I? Because I figure I'm going to need, well, slash core for that, definitely. But yeah, it looks like two paths here. Let's go this way. This is sort of just begging to be holding some kind of noble nickel or secret. So yeah, assuming that down there isn't death. So yeah, this is just begging for something. Okay, it's just a key to get the noble nickel when I go around the long way. Okay, fine. So I do need to go. That's pretty annoying. I do need to go down here, but okay. At least I've got the key, and I went the right way first ultimately because yeah, now I can just now I'll be able to get that noble nickel without having to muck around. Cool. I think I might use slash claw if it works to actually get rid of these things. Yeah, it does. I'm going to get rid of these things. I don't fancy these things rolling around on the screen, so let's just get rid of those and make life easier for myself. Get out of the way of that, because I'm sure I probably would have been in its blast radius. Extra lives much? Or full health refills much? Yeah, we had to go down there because I needed to get round to the right-hand side to slash claw that thing. Okay, I'm going to go the top path unless there is a noble nickel down there because I don't fancy that section. I'm still already slightly worried that I've missed noble nickels. If I have missed one, I'll sort of obviously go back and try and pick one up, but it may be that I wait for an item that I can pick up that will actually help enormously with that. So yeah, if I can find them kind of like straightforwardly, then they're all well and good. But yeah, if they're sort of really well hidden to the point where I can't see them, then or I don't know where they are, because I don't know where all the noble nickels are. I'll freely admit that off the top of my head. Then yeah, I'll. Can I just fall off there and get that? No, I can't because there's a bloody sodding rolling round the platform's thing there. Fortunately, I've not been sent too far back, so I'm not overly fussed about that. But yeah, I don't think that darkness gimmick was really necessary though. Just you know, again, well, yeah, cheap way of it's an easy noble nickel to get, but it's a really cheap way of just causing a death because yeah, I couldn't see there was that bloody other enemy there, so I will use slash core to take these out again. Yeah, hopefully I can just... Okay, no, I still can't hold right and get that. Okay, I did not appreciate that. I need to go round the other side and get it from the other side. Okay, so... okay, so the first death was completely my fault. Yeah, would have died no matter what I did. So I was trying to do something that I couldn't actually pull off. My bad. Still doesn't excuse the darkness gimmick here where, again, you could... If you can't see that there's that bloody thing on this track here, but yeah, you could very easily just fall into, or yeah, knock into it, and with the knockback fall into the pit. So yeah, it doesn't excuse that. And the lights all turned on then when I went further over the right-hand side there. Not sure if that was intended or not. Okay, just be careful here and not shoot away the poles that I'm going to want. Not sure I really want that one there, but I need to shoot those away. I must remember at some point that I need to go to the right and collect my collect my noble nickel. I haven't been keeping track of screens, how many screens up or down I've gone, so I can't tell at the moment whether I've actually gone gone past where I needed to head back left. That's a bit annoying. I mean, not something I immediately thought to do, I must admit, keep track of that, but in fact, I think it might be this. So, charge up a shot. Yeah, fine. Okay, cool. I hadn't missed it. Good. Yes, I have missed it because I need to do that in one go without dying. Which I did not appreciate. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, yeah, I am definitely coming back. Definitely having to come back. Lovely. That noble nickel is a pain to get. Not quite sure how I'm going to pull that off at the moment. Oh no, you use the, yeah, okay, you have to use the actual slide button that the game gives you there, rather than, you know, down and jump, which would also do act as a slide, because you're on a ladder. What should I be doing here? Oh, we should be getting on that bubble. Okay, yeah, the ladder will. Pressing down when you're on the ladder will of course mean that you actually climb down the ladder. So yeah, I had to use my specific slide button there. And here's just hoping that I can. Whoa! Get a feel for where I need to go here, because this pit makes me incredibly nervous. And I've got a feeling that I could just get cannoned into like a whole bunch of spikes and whatnot. Okay, I did not see where that noble nickel was, so I need to pay attention to that. Okay, so I can just fall down here and get that. Fine, cool. And now I need to work out how to get into, or which. I think it's this one, presumably? Yeah, fine, okay. And up there, fine, okay. Oh, croakers, I hate you. Oh, one actually managed to do without taking any damage, lovely. Right, moving on. I spoke too soon! Way too friggin' soon! Oh, and look, the platforms are perfectly set up, so that sodding croaker can chase after me! Lovely. Anyway, we're through the level. A couple of energy tanks there, if you so wish. Why not, I suppose. And yeah, not really sure what to say about this particular boss. Do you notice my game kind of, or the game kind of slowing down? Yeah, that is the game that's doing that. Basically, all this is there's a whole bunch of noble nickels on this screen. Only one of them is the actual noble nickel. So you've got to actually just go through the maze, if you will, until you find it. And yeah, of course it's the one that's the most convoluted to get to, or the one that you take longest to get to. But yeah, okay, that's annoying with the noble nickel. But yeah, I'll show that off. I'll actually show me doing that. But in fact, it wasn't too far, was it? Let's kick off anyway, because if I get to yeah, it wasn't too far from the beginning, so I'll try and do that. And of course, well, since I'm not going for the noble nickel now, I'm a bit more optimistic. I'm going to take a hit here on. So actually, no, I'll survive that. I'll probably take a hit there, won't I? But yeah, now that I'm not going for that noble nickel, I won't. The chances are, I'd hope, that I'm not going to die twice in that area, because I think that was the only places where I died. So and that was yeah, going for a noble nickel now that I do not need to go for this time around. So yeah, here's hoping I can stay alive after I've got the key, and we can go around and get that noble nickel. So since I have to show this off anyway. So yeah, same procedure. Slash claw the wheel cutter round over here, and I got out of there without taking damage this time. Nice. Okay, slash claw you, and you. Right. Now just to make sure I don't die. I guess another benefit to doing this again is yeah, a whole abundance of bolts here again. I've got to say, I freaking love the drop upgrade. It's fantastic. Again, not just because of the bolt drops and everything, but was down there, wasn't it? Yeah, not just because of the bolt drops, but also just the extra, you know, for the increased chance of getting health. So friggin' useful. I will still slash all these because I'm just nervous. I'm also really nervous about that spike. Right, cool. As long as I don't do anything stupid. That I probably did not want to take away, but oh well. Again, should be fine as long as I don't do anything stupid. This bubble section though is not the most straightforward thing, so I'm slightly nervous I could screw up here. Yeah, again, still a whole bunch of spikes and insta-death around, and also getting the potential to get crushed, but we're good. I'll collect the extra bolt up there, because why the hell not, but yeah, I don't really fancy doing the going through the rest of the level. I can't really bother with that. Got my last noble nickel, so we'll just exit the stage. And there we are, full completion on that level as well. So, yeah, it's an okay level, again, I guess. I probably have a bias against all underwater stages. they tend to be very, well, yeah, pit heavy and also spikes on the ceiling heavy, which just makes me incredibly nervous. But yeah, I don't know how else. Yeah, there's the large section with the bubbles as well. They're all right, but yeah, I don't quite know what to say about the stage. It's just I don't feel like there's too much really fantastically interesting about it. Equally, I don't think it's like too terribly bad, but yeah, that one, admittedly, more so than the last one, Combust Man, just feels like a level that's sort of just there and doesn't really sort of wow me at all. But yeah, and I say I'm not a huge fan of kind of the underwater kind of levels, just in general anyway. You're going to stop me now from actually viewing the judges' comments, aren't you? Where you're positioned. No, okay, you're not. Get in there quick before you decide to go to the right and really block off the comment box. But yeah, no, it had some kind of decent ideas and gimmicks to it, but yeah, I feel like, to me at least anyway, that one felt, you know, like yeah, I don't know, just like it was there, and I didn't feel like there was too much going for that one. But oh well. Anyway, judges. Some of the ideas presented here are neat. I like the singular pole egg puzzle in the level, and the darkness rooms are kind of neat. The noble nickel in one of them was fairly obvious, but fair. But there's just not much done with anything really. The level just kind of jumps all over the place with its ideas. There's pole eggs. There's like 3 dark rooms total. There's wave bubbles. There's Galaxy Man portals. It's all over the place. Lots of good ideas, but not really great execution. The level needs to pick 2 or 3 and focus on them rather than just throwing a bunch of stuff around. The result of the level just feels like a jumble. It still plays okay though, and some of the setups I like. Some of the noble nickels look pretty garbage though. Namely the one where you have to like drag a key around for half the level and not die. Also, cool boss. This level has some really sloppy design and it's way too cramped. Enemies felt like they were randomly placed around the level. The darkness gimmick was nice, but it felt out of place. I don't really know what else to say other than the fact that this level was weird. This level feels sort of random. I like its general idea of sinking deep into the ocean, dodging spikes and then coming back out for some reason. Didn't make man forget where to go. But I think the execution on this is sort of anything to get the player there rather than, okay, let's do something consistent. There are a lot of elements in this level that you don't get to see a second use, and I wish they did, because we're using them in later segments and mixing them with what's sort of been introduced, since would have made those more interesting. Except this level feels like an experiment. It's a nice aesthetic, and I like how it gets dark for a few screens, but the gameplay is something I find a bit underwhelming. There are a lot of flaws here. Problems such as random enemy and obstacle placement exist in this level, making many sections cheap. Not to mention how some noble nickels require either high precision, prior knowledge of the stage, or death, as they could be impossible to get without dying. The stage is also fairly frustrating, primarily because of these reasons, and nothing here is particularly interesting. Other than that, only one other thing to mention, was there really not any music of better quality available, because it sounds absolutely awful. This is practically unfinished in spots. I should not be seeing bare grey tiles from the Game Maker editor, and the music choice was pretty dull. With that out of the way, let's get down to the real issues with the stage. This is seriously unfocused. It's like a kid with ADD. Wow. It's like a kid with ADD. Oh, poles! Wait, no Galaxy Man teleporters. Wait, no Wave Man bubbles. This doesn't particularly give any of the gimmicks a time to shine, just their use is just sort of middling. There is some seriously cool segment of your stage, the darkness area, and the fact it doesn't spawn in when you enter a screen is great, allowing you to see your surroundings before partially blinding you, so at least you have a rough idea where to look for the goodies. Unfortunately, it's only used on 3 screens. One of these is a mini-boss that doesn't take advantage of fact, shame. I wish the level was built around this concept. The seemingly random nature of everything really lets the stage down overall. I'm glad there is some sort of climax to the level, but it probably should have involved an actual challenge, since it's impossible to fail it. As it stands, it's just a time waster. Okay. And you're still kind of in the way, Hornet Man.